needs to use his last inhaler. Afterwards, Katai builds a small raft to sail down the river. When he takes a nap to rest, he dreams of Senshi appearing next to him, and he tries telling her that on the day of her death, he almost left the containment to help her. Senshi doesn't believe him, but she doesn't mind, because she thinks he did the right thing by saving himself. She also thinks Cypher is mad at himself for what happened. Then Katai tries to recite Moby Dick to prove he's been reading it, but Senshi yells at him to wake up. Katai opens his eyes and discovers the raft has reached land. The temperature's starting to drop, so Katai rushes to find a hot spot, but he isn't fast enough and falls unconscious on the ground as the plants surrounding him freeze. Katai thinks he'll die, but when he wakes up in the morning, he discovers something on top of him that kept him warm. It turns out it's the condor, who died to save him as thanks for fighting for its chicks. After thanking the creature, Katai continues his journey. It's getting hard to breathe, but finding a piece of the ship on the ground inspires him to keep going. Moments later, Katai finally finds the ship's tail, and he immediately puts his hands on more inhalers and a new blade. Then he investigates the area and finds the Ursa shell is open, confirming the monster left. Back on the ship, Cypher is dreaming about little Katai handing him his own blade. He's suddenly woken up by Katai's voice because he's found a communicator and the beacon in the ship's tail. Cypher tries to talk to him, but Katai can't hear him because he's in the black zone. Katai doesn't know this and tries to use the beacon anyway, but it doesn't work. Frustrated and desperate, Katai begins throwing a tantrum, but soon he remembers his father's advice and takes the knee to calm himself down. Katai realizes that there's an interference in the area and that climbing the neighboring volcano should allow him to activate the beacon without obstructions. On his way to the volcano, Katai finds the body of a ranger, with the Ursa left there to scare him and trigger his pheromones. Katai tries his best to ignore it and keeps going until he reaches the base of the volcano, where he tries to launch the beacon again and fails. Cypher notices the Ursa on the scanner and hopes his son acts fast before he's found. Then Katai enters a cave to try to find a way to the top of the volcano. Inside he finds the Ursa waiting for him, and the monster immediately attacks, only to get trapped under a pile of rocks in the process. Katai